Kia ora ngā hoa. We are carrying on with our theme of getting things moving in Python Arcade. We've already looked at how to draw things. You should have already drawn a picture with some movement, with some functions, and shown it off as well to anyone that would want to see it. And if you're in my class, then you will have shown it off to me. We are continuing on with the theme of movement. We're about to do a series of videos on getting a ball to move and to bounce off the screen and to move around in other ways. So we're going to do this very quickly. We're going to do this in a similar way that we did before, using arcade.schedule and using the OnDraw function, and also using global variables as well. So make yourself a new file, call it up there bouncing-ball.py, and let's get cracking. First thing, of course, we are going to import in arcade. Oops, I'm not typing. Let's come back over here, import arcade, and now let's set some global variables up. We're going to set one called width, and well, let's make it slightly bigger today. Width 800, height, these are constants. So they're in all caps, and that's going to equal 800 as well. Let's make it square. Let's set a title and call that the bouncing ball. Oops, bouncing should have capital B. The bouncing ball. I don't need a space there. Okay. Next thing, this ball is going to have an X and a Y. We're going to use global variables like we did last time. By the end of this little mini-series, you will have a different way to handle this, and you will never need to use global variables again. And they are not best practice, but we're letting it slide for now. Okay, so we're going to say X is going to equal 100, Y is going to equal 50. Okay, and now we need to make our OnDraw function like we did before. We're going to define this function called OnDraw. Our parameters for this is going to be delta time, which is just, it's our frame rate. That's our frame rate. How often is this function going to be called? Is going to be passed in there. Okay, what needs to happen in OnDraw? Well, in OnDraw, we are drawing a single frame of our game. So we are saying arcade.startRender. Oh, it's starting to rain a little bit. I hope you can't hear that on the microphone. It's a bit stormy outside. Okay, and we need to arcade.finishRender. Okay, what needs to happen in here? We're going to say arcade arcade.draw circle filled. That's going to have a couple of parameters to it. Of course, it's going to have X, it's going to have Y, it's going to have a size, and I'm just going to put a literal in there, and it's going to have a color of arcade.color, lowercase American spelling dot, look at that, Wild Orchid. Let's see what that looks like today. Great. Wonderful. Now, on each of these, we need to, let's just start it moving on 45 degrees, going off to the right, going off to the top. So we need to say X plus equals 1, Y. Let's drag this over a little bit. X plus equals 1, Y plus equals 1 as well. Okay, problem. Much like the last video, it's not going to be able to find these variables in its scope, or at least it's not going to be able to change them. So let's go global X, global Y. Cool. Right, let's open that window, get the whole thing going. Arcade.open window. And we need width, we need height, and we need title. Cool. And we're going to arcade.set background color. Oh, Oops, we're still not right. arcade, arcade dot set background color, and we're going to make this arcade just another color trick. There's a whole nother library in here called CSS colors. If you're a web programmer or if you're used to the CSS colors, they are programmed into Arcade. You can access them through arcade.css colors. Perhaps. Oh, let's just go to color. Arcade.color. Let's make it wine. Let's see what happens. Wonderful. And then lastly, we're going to arcade.schedule OnDraw. Oh my goodness, it is bucketing down outside. I'm starting to think you might not be able to hear me all that well. And arcade.run. And that's a function too. So we have scheduled here, we have scheduled the OnDraw function to run once every 60th of a second. And here we go, let's run it now. I have, oh, there it is. I have a background, a lovely maroon background, pink ball in the middle, and it is slowly traveling up. I'm going to change that to 5 maybe, and we're going to run it again. There it is, a little bit more lively, but hey, wonderful, we've got our ball, we've got it moving, and off it goes forevermore. Okay, that's all we're going to do this video. This is the prep for our actual bouncing ball, which we'll get to in the next one. Ka kite on anō.